Alright, guys, it's season 3, and my dog missed me today while I was at work, so she is currently ugh, mobbing me. But we already set our board and everything for this season. Just kind of went ahead and I did that before I left for work today, so that we can get right into the season and recruiting. In the last 2 seasons, we've signed 9 5-star players, and we've also signed 13 4-star players. I believe we can go here and we're going to look at this just so that we can see the progress we've made in recruiting and getting the top talent in the country to Toledo, Ohio. So as I said, 9, 13, and 3 stars. We signed more 5 stars than we have 3 stars. And that's impressive if you ask me. That's 25 of the 35 prospects that we've signed. We've had 16 of the 35 top 10 prospects at their positions, 2 gym prospects, and we've signed 10 of the 35 before week 10. So, we've signed 2 top 5 classes, top class in our conference both years in a row. We have also, let me see here, what else we got. That's basically it for those guys. Anyway, long story short, we got a lot of good stuff moving here at Toledo, and we're going to continue that moving forward. Just going in here to the preseason polls. This year, Toledo ranked number 30 to start out the season, 86 overall. Now, the thing that we're watching closely, and this is really going to tell you how good of a job that you've done recruiting, is your championship contender rating. And that tells you basically what your class will be ranked compared to other classes based off of your overall. We were a 64 for 2016 when I first took this team over. It was even worse than that. We just checked it halfway through the season, and it was at 64. And I'd already signed 6 guys at that point. 64. We have the 25th best team right now going into next season. In 2017, we're projected to have the number 15th ranked team based off of talent. And in 2018, we're projected to have the best team based off of talent and how we have recruited in the whole entire country. That quick. Let me go ahead and tell you guys right now, I am not shy to say it. We have done, this is the best recruiting start I have had with any school. Any dynasty, online, offline. This is the best start I have ever had to recruiting in a dynasty ever, and you guys are seeing it right here, right now. The best of the best recruiting that you could possibly do in this game. I make my mistakes. I miss some reads sometimes when I'm playing the game, but let me go ahead and tell you right now, there is nobody out there who can out-recruit me. No one. You're learning from the best. And I have already trumped all other recruiting efforts I've ever had in this game with Toledo. And we've lost one guy to transfer to Cincinnati. And he would have started this year if he had just stuck around. If we got him to stuck around this 1 year, he would have stayed. But he got homesick. And now we're trying to see if we can keep all these guys here from this last recruiting class, the second recruiting class that we had, by the way, which was a number 1 recruiting class with 4 or 5 stars. So we're going to continue on here, and we're going to go right back into our recruiting and see what we can conjure up with this recruiting class. Now, keep in mind we have the Insta Commit unlocked. So we're going to go through and we're going to try to see what guys that we can get to commit instantly. Usually good for 1 or 2, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen this season. Nope. So no insta-commits in this recruiting class, which hurts, but we're going to survive. So, as you can tell, I'm going after some bigger wells this year on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. I've had some slight success in those areas, but I'm going for the home run balls now. I want the big ones. So, we'll see how this class is going to hold up through the first week. See if we need to make some adjustments in that recruiting. And if we do, then we'll get some of these other guys some points. So, here we go. Week 2. Keep in mind, this is going to be a team this year, while we're simming, that has a lot of freshmen who are being forced to start. We're forced starting a lot of our guys who are freshmen on this team. So if there's going to be a down year, it's going to be this year. It's an 86 overall team with freshman starters. At quarterback, at running back, at wide receiver. We got them on the defensive line, the outside linebackers, defensive backs. It's all forced freshmen. So take it with a grain of salt. But we're going to have a good year. 9, 10 wins. 10 wins is a good spot for me. I'm looking for that. I want to win the conference. That's a good spot for us right there. 10 wins and a conference championship. We'll see. We'll see. Can't hold our breath on it, but we're going to go for it. We're going to try. And the big thing right there that you saw is we don't lose any recruits to bigger schools after the first week of recruiting. And that is huge for us. That's a big timer. So, a couple of these are winnable battles for us, automatically, just looking off the top of my head. Right there, I mean, we could do it. A lot of positive movements here so far. You're not seeing a lot of negative movements right here. We got one. Boom. Number 1 outside linebacker, still positive movement. Number 1 kicker, still positive movement. I can work with that. That's a good, solid group right there. That could be the base for us. We're going to have some difficult ones. We may not sign all of them, but I can guarantee we're going to get 5 or 6 of them right now. Just based off of that one little. Trust me. 5 or 6 of them got them in the bag already. All right. We got Texas State this next week, the first game of the year for us. We're going to be doing it against Texas State here with a solid recruiting board that I'm 100% confident in right now. And here's the big one for us, is you seeing how far these guys are along to almost, and look at this. Now it's the complete opposite. This guy's getting positive and this guy's going negative. So we'll see. We're going to try to get him on a visit and see if that changes anything. Man, a couple negatives, but I just feel like after we play a game, it's going to change. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact, look, I'm going to go ahead and cut him out. Gonzo. Whew. I've got to get some points allocated to him. I really feel like once that we get some games playing, it's going to really just change the inflection of a lot of these guys. Oh, goodness. So we've got a defensive coordinator who has a point here, so we're going to reassign that, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to simulate through our first game against Texas State. See how that goes. So DC, let's go ahead and get some block shedding available. Maybe that'll help our defensive line recruiting. All these levels have different types of meanings with your recruiting and what levels, linebackers, your safeties, your defensive linemen, how smart they play. Everything is all affected by your coaching will. So it's imperative that you do a good job at it. And I mean, just looking at these guys, I mean, it's such a beatable team. Such a beatable team. Lost to Florida State last week, 28-9. 15-23 in their all-time record. Man, they're good, but very much beatable. Very much beatable. And boom, 24-point win out of the gate, 38-14 against Texas State, who played Florida State pretty well. We scored more points against them. We allowed 5 more than what Florida State did, but we score more points against them than what Florida State did. 10 more points, actually. Could be a great sign for our offense, no doubt, but just got to keep plugging away. Now that we played a game, let's see how that affects our recruiting board. That could affect these guys big time in a good way. We'll see. But we get the first one, and that's the hardest one to get. So boom. 5 guys already ready to visit. That's big. That's very big. I may go ahead and schedule all 5 of them for week 4. Just go ahead and get that visit rolling. Try to see if we can't get these guys to where they're locking out schools before they get their visits in week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we'll see what we can do here. Bam. How about that? Week 4, man. Wake Forest, they're not really in it. 1-1. It's going to come down between me and Navy and Miami. So, number 2 corner. Get some complimentary visits going here. So these guys can feed off of one another. Vibe. I dig. Oh, that's cheap. That's a visit right there. Come on, give it to me. Good grief. Maybe 2 commitments coming out of this. If we win, we gotta win. That's the thing. And we're playing against Georgia State. Georgia State's been one of the worst teams, and it looks like they still are, but that just means it's even more imperative for us to beat these guys really, really bad. So, without further ado, let's try to see if we can make that happen. Oh, 52-17, buried them in front of the 5 recruits too. That's huge.
That's big for us. That's the biggest win that we could possibly have at week 4 against Georgia State. You win in that fashion, that'll get you some recruits right there. I'm staying solid. I feel like maybe we get 2, or we push these guys to the point where they're about ready to lock it up. And then that gives us the advantage. We push these guys outside of where they're locking schools out, and then boom, we get the commitment. We're at Bowling Green State next week as well, who we just beat twice last year, once in the conference championship game. So, going to be very interested to see how that works out. And we get one commitment, but a big commitment from a right tackle, a spot we need desperately, and we get a 4-star guy on the offensive line. All it takes is one. It's like dominoes now. It's like dominoes. Just knock them one over. Everybody get on board. Let's get this. Hell yeah. Boom. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Boom. You see, we're getting all of them in. All of them in the door. Let's go. And he's visiting Bowling Green this week. That's huge. So we can actually probably knock this guy off of Bowling Green. Wow. Huge, buddy. I might be able to sign him, so go ahead and cut him off there. So there's that. Going after a sloppy center, but still a center nonetheless. Let's see what we can get here in terms of some talent. Man, I'd really like to get some offensive or defensive linemen. But we'll see what we got here. Yeah, okay, I'm going by position now. I got one big tackle. Maybe I can get another. I don't know. I need guards so bad. But I just can't make any headway on them. This is already over with on this guy. Vatek swooped in on him. Oh my. Oh my. I really don't need another running back. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, that's even worse. Jesus Christ. Just absolutely no luck going my way here with these spells. one thing to do at this point. Just go for the highest rated players you can find. Hope that you can plug them into some positions, man. Because it's going to be ugly. This class is looking rough. Whew. Really rough. Look at all the deal breakers on these guys. Good grief. Oh, man, all these guys with deal breakers. Good grief. This is just actually insane. I mean, this is going to be hard to recruit. Just looking at this, I mean, good heavens. Let's go to work and try to find these guys now. That's my guy. Okay. We're going to get this coach point assigned, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to advance and see what our guys can do against Bowling Green for the third straight time in a row. I'm hoping we can get a big win. Squad. Again, Bowling Green, not a bad team. Not a bad team at all. And we get a huge win. Big time blowout, 40-17. The Falcons never had a chance.
Oof. Feeling pretty good right now. Feeling pretty dangerous. So, we improved to 3-0, and we are working on some big-time recruits. We win 40-17 in front of a quarterback that we are recruiting who is on a visit at another school. I mean, seeing that is, and he's coming next week. That's got to have a huge impact on him. I mean, just come out and have back-to-back big performances. Like, give me that, bro. Give me that. Let's get this. Let's get this bread. And we're playing against Northern Illinois. That's going to be a tough game. But, again, very winnable with the talent that we have. We have a lot of good players who are just very young. And we get the commitment of Nate Hartman, the free safety. And that's another 4-star. Top 10
At his position. Big win. Big win for Toledo. And those points can be allocated elsewhere now. That's huge. lot of guys visiting this week. A lot of them visiting this week. Got a top 5 class starting out. First rankings coming out. 2 very big players. A 200-pounder and a 300-pounder. 500 pounds of beef right there, man. About ready to get this bread. And this recruiting class is about to get beefy as hell. Really good. So here it is. A huge matchup between Northern Illinois and Toledo. Longtime bullies of the MAC and the new kids on the block that are really playing good. Good football the last couple weeks rolling into this game. Northern Illinois has had some pretty solid wins themselves. So, we'll just have to see how this goes. But we're going to sim it. And a close win between top MAC teams and Toledo gets the victory at home against Northern Illinois to improve to 4-0 on the season.
Wow. And we're at Miami of Ohio next week. And Trey Daniel, one of the top linebackers in the country, has officially committed to Toledo. Another 4-star. A 14-point comeback victory. And the commit train keeps rolling through Toledo, Ohio, as the Rockets just keep on rolling. See, I think we could probably push them out. I don't want them. Top 10 class still, but making waves. And Toledo back at the top 25 as they take on Miami, Ohio. And they win by 10 against the Redhawks, and they improved to 5-0 on the season. Toledo's not playing around. They're building a machine in Ohio where we're seeing these guys are able to keep up and recruit with some of the best teams in the country. They are, They have the talent on their team to be something truly great. And this may be a run that we see in Toledo that we haven't seen from a Group of 5 team ever. No commitments this week, but 2 guys that are available to visit, and we do lose a guy to Cincinnati. Blech. Let's get weird, Toledo. Let's get weird. What was the deal breaker on this guy? Program tradition. Well, that's trash, partner. That is trash because my team is building tradition, and kicking your team's ass is just going to be part of it. How about that one? Boom. Defense is good. We've got Akron this week. We're up to number 20 in the polls. And so you can see, look at the turnover differential. That's huge. +8. And we're at Akron. 3rd game in a row away from home, but they win by 3 touchdowns. And that defense is just playing phenomenal, man. Get 2 more guys. 3 guys that are ready to visit now. We got a lot of guys that are sitting and waiting. Bam. lock it down on some of these guys right here. It's getting weird, man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bump this coach point. And then we're going to sim our game against Idaho and see if we get blessed with a big win. (35-7) win against Idaho, and Toledo improves to 7-0 behind a solid defense. Here we go. Moment of truth. Let's see what we got. No commitments. Absolutely devastating. Man, I'm telling you, this class is going to be tough. We had two really big ones. And now it's like this class is just going to be a stinking pile of poo compared to those classes. And we got an easy game this week against New Mexico State. So we're just going to assign that coach point and then just move on. I mean, there's really nothing else to do about it. So we're just waiting for something to fall into place. But first, we're going to look at top 25 polls. Toledo up to number 7 in the coaches. Number 11 in the media. And number 9 in the BCS. Right ahead of Miami. So, conference standings. Boom. Toledo. With the best defense in the whole entire conference right now. Only allowing 117 points. While having the most prolific offense, scoring 264 points. Pretty incredible. Northern Illinois with the only offense that's able to basically match it. And nobody with a defense as good as theirs. They're in a league of their own when it comes to defense. Number 13. Number 1. So let's keep on keeping on. New Mexico State. Boom, 28-7. They've just outmatched the offenses, the opposing team's offenses, to the point where their offense hasn't had to be super spectacular. They haven't had to score a lot of points to win games. They have, but they haven't had to. Look at this, 7 points. Come on, man. This is insane. That's how good this defense has been in this league. they're the driving force behind this team's success. And they're at Central Michigan next week, too. So that's going to be a big game. Top 10 team now for Toledo. It's a big game for Central Michigan to play spoilers and for Toledo to continue to dominate the Mid-American Conference like they have for the last 2 to now 3 years. Boom, gets 2 commitments, a tight end and a defensive tackle, and a center. And so 2 4-stars and a 3-star all commit this week. And Toledo also up to, just waiting on this load, number 4 in the rankings now. God, I'm telling you. Something different about these guys from Toledo. Recruiting class is now in the top 15 again. And 5 4-stars and 1 3-star. Oops. Yeah, if Central Michigan's looking like they're a pretty impressive team. So we're going to make sure that we get all the coach points that we can allocated. And see if number 4 Toledo Rockets can pull out another big win in conference play and improve to 9-0 at Central Michigan. And they fall at Central Michigan by 3 touchdowns. The upset of the year. And the number 4 team in the country is going to lose to the Chippewas of Central Michigan. That is depressing. My offense is going to be really good this next year, but right now they're not. My defense is good, but my offense is not. My defense has a bad game. My offense can't score. Hurts. Got another 3-star on the defensive side of the ball. Luckily, we've got Eastern Michigan rolling into town right after that loss, and it could be an easy pickup game for us to try to get better. Perfect time for Eastern Michigan to come through, so we'll get this win and get on to Ball State. Drop back 12 spots to number 16, and we barely get by Eastern Michigan. Wow. It's just absolutely falling apart right now is Toledo. Got to find our offense. We're going to take a look here to see what could possibly be causing the woes. Do we have some injuries? What's happening? Get another center. That's something. Well, I tell you what, it's an opportunity. goodness.
This is a big one for us. Really, really need to get the win. We're at Ball State. We've not played good our last couple of games. Neither have they, but lost by 21, won by 1. Really need to make this one count. And we get a big win, 35-3. And we improve, I believe, to 10-1 on the season. Western Michigan now. Week 14, last regular season game. Last chance to put the hurting on someone for the conference championship game. Here it is, last game of the year against Western Michigan. Number 11, Toledo, trying to finish the regular season with a win. They do. They get a 10-point win over the Broncos, and they should be in the Mid-American Conference Championship. They improved to 11-11. Hey, Nathan Slaughter committed. Yay.
We missed out on another kicker. My special team's just going to be crap forever, probably. Bummer. Oh no. Oh crap. I don't think I'm gonna get to play in the conference championship game. Cause oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Oh my god. Son of a bitch. Top 10 team, and I'm not even going to get to play in my conference championship because Central Michigan. Oh my god. That's how easy this can flip on your head. That's incredible. I have the best team in the conference, and I'm not playing for the conference championship today. Because Central Michigan beat us. It's them and Miami University. That's depressing. And Central Michigan won. Wow. Wow. Dude, that's heartbreaking. That is truly heartbreaking. Wow. Another BCS Bowl bin. So here we go. All Americans. 1, 2 first teamers. No second teamers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freshmen, all NCAA players. We're going to get this going. It's a very beatable team because of the offense that Georgia Tech plays and the type of defense that we play. 150%, we should be able to beat them pretty good. We lose by 3 to Georgia Tech. Oh my gosh. Second straight bowl loss. So 11-2 again. Alright, I'm going to put that here. We'll be right back. here we go into the off season. Players leaving. And no one's going anywhere except for Lou Harrison to the pro draft. No transfer request. And we're going to recruiting. time. Another top 10 class for Toledo. As you can see here, 1 5-star, 8 4-stars, and 8 3-stars. Pretty spectacular defensive class as well. Oh. And just like that, we're done with season 3.